Welcome to our new album. Hello. This is Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Every Wednesday night at 8:30. Yes, it's Pear Shaped, and we hope you'll come to see us and don't be late. Yes, it's Pear Shaped. It's just a favour to come in, and we hope that you'll be coming back again to Pear Shaped in Dystopia every Wednesday night at 8:30.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pear Shaped in Dystopia. It's going to be a very civilised evening, unlike last week where I had a public breakdown. But I've almost recovered.
You spent the week putting you back together again, haven't you?
Pardon?
Spent the week putting you back together again.
Yes, so I'm almost complete.
Yeah.
I think we just start with a bit of Robert White. Get straight in before I cause any trouble.
Oh,
what?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Did you want to do something? Is there something you wanted to do?
Not particularly.
No.
All right. Just to.
Let's.
Well, we should introduce Al.
Yeah.
Introduce the staff because Anthony's not here.
Okay, Anthony is not here.
But Al is here.
Busy looking. This is our Mandolino. He's actually Italian, from up north somewhere, and obviously a beautiful mandolin player, and a male model on the side. Actually, does a little bit of nude modelling when he gets the chance. So it makes a lot of people very happy, and I can't hear him at all on this. So I think let's just put Robert on while I try and get some volume.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear everything very clearly.
I'm very happy for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm happy.
I wish I could hear anything.
Here comes Robert White.
I see buses now bright and clean. The streets don't have crap everywhere. I ate my food off the floor at Piccadilly Circus and had a shower in the fountain at Trafalgar Square. And I think to myself, what a wonderful unpolluted world. The foxes don't all look like roadkill. The pigeons don't look like zombies with leprosy. There's an elephant's back in Elephant Castle, and in the Thames a dolphin swam with me. And I think to myself, what a wonderful other world. There's no people walking anywhere or shaking hands or even smiling or saying anything and not even walking past. Nature looks on and says, last.
Well, there you go. That was Robert White. That was his viewpoint on the current situation. And I think it's time for another song. What do you think?
From us?
Yeah.
Anything in particular? Which one would you like to start
I think
with?
that Miserable Country song would be quite good. Yeah.
This is our Miserable Country song.
Yes, it was sung by a miserable singer.
Yeah.
It's a bit slow, isn't it? It makes it even more miserable.
Yeah.
Why is it always the sad songs get to the top of the charts? Songs about dying and cheating and lying and aching and breaking our hearts. Songs about drinking and fighting. Songs full of sorrow and pain. There's something about all that moaning and groaning that just about drives me insane. cheerful. Put the smile back on my face. You're wasting my time with this sorrowful whining. I'm getting out of this place. For God's sake, sing something cheerful, 'cause I'm going out of my mind. If I don't get an earful of something that's cheerful, I'm leaving this hellhole behind. Instrumental. Dang, 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 dang. No, that's very sorry. Listen up. Why is it always the asshole who pretended to be your best friend? Gets the girl in the house and the kids and the car, and even your dog's giving in. Oh, you're sitting there drowning your sorrows, and the band is just making things worse. You're ready to strangle that singer and send him back home in a hearse. So somebody sing something cheerful, put the smile back on my face. You're wasting my time with this sorrowful whining. I'm getting out of this place. For God's sake, sing something cheerful. I know it's not too much to ask, but if you get it wrong when you sing the next song, I'll shove that guitar up your ass. If you get it wrong when you sing the next song, I'll shove that guitar up your ass. Dying. That's all right, isn't it? So, one for the ladies there.
Lovely sentiment there.
Yes, one for the ladies. And now it's probably a good idea to have some actual jokes. So Dickie Richards is pretty good at jokes.
He provides lots of jokes. Yeah,
he does. Yeah.
Here he comes.
Yeah, he's on the way.
Hello, I'm Dickie Richards. Come dancing. I did once. Yeah, got me chucked out the limbo competition. Now, I've noticed something about myself recently, and that is that I sometimes repeat myself. And I wondered why that was, and I got to thinking, and I thought, well, maybe I repeat myself because when I go to the pie and mash shop, I always have a double-double. And when I go to Greg's, I have a yum-yum. I like to go on holiday to Bora Bora and eat bonbons and pawpaws. And I like to have a wee-wee and a poo-poo. I fancy Coco Chanel, Zsa Zsa Gabor and Mo Molam. I call a dog a woof woof and a cow a moo moo. On my days off, I like to watch documentaries about Sing Sing, play with a yo-yo, and put a bet on a Gigi. Yeah, so maybe that's why. Then I thought, well, I don't do that all the time. I don't always repeat myself. No, sometimes I do the opposite. I mean, I like hip-hop and having a sing-song when I'm playing ping-pong. I like to have a Kit Kat followed immediately by a Tic Tac. I've got a mishmash of knickknacks in my house, which I keep spit-spot. My doorbell goes ding-dong, and my favourite film is King Kong. I like a chit-chat and a splish-splosh, but I don't like no jibber-jabber, and I'll put up with no flim-flam. So, you know, I can't put my finger on it. I'm a complicated person. Ben-Hur. Now, there was a nice guy. He did a lot of work for charity. Zorro, there's a man who left his mark. Ironside, there's a man who pushed himself. Captain Nemo, there's a man who put himself under a lot of pressure. Joan of Arc, famously burned at the stake and by all accounts a very heavy smoker, but that's the French for you. It turns out that 23% of Trump supporters think that Joan of Arc was married to Noah, and that's not surprising when you then find out that 26% of Trump supporters think that Christopher Columbus was a detective, and 28% of Trump supporters think that Louis Armstrong was the first black man on the moon. Now, I once stayed in a very posh northern hotel, and I knew it was a posh northern hotel because for breakfast they gave me kippers à l'orange, and for lunch they gave me whelks, thermidor, and for dinner it was chips, Benedict. I've got a friend of mine who's a magician and he suffers from heart palpitations, and he went to his doctor and turns out he's got tachycardia. I had a girlfriend once. She was beautiful, but I let her slip through my fingers. She used to really enjoy that. And I once bought my old nan one of those wavy mirrors from B&Q, and she loved it, you see, because she's 96 and riddled with arthritis. And she said, "Do you know what? I love that mirror because it's the first time in about 30 years I've been able to see myself fully in a mirror." I've been contacted recently by an ex-girlfriend, and I feel sorry for her because she lost both her arms in an accident right at the shoulder there. And she said she's just phoning me to talk as friends, but I've got a feeling she's trying to worm her way back in. I had a girlfriend once that would only let me make love to her on the top deck of a multi-storey car park. And of course, back then, I had a very high sex drive. I've got a friend called Joy who works on a submarine. I'll call her Deep Joy. And I once worked in a shop on the top of Ben Nevis. Yeah, it was a hire shop. And I remember, I've got a very vivid memory from when I was about 3 months old, vivid memory of swallowing one of those button batteries. Vivid memory, but I suppose they do say that you never forget your first taste of power. Now, I like my women like I like my beer. Yeah, good head with a handful of nuts. And I'll leave you with a little bit of advice for any ladies out there that are looking for love. And my advice to you is choose men like you choose alcohol. Always go for the hard liquor. I've been Dickie Richards. See you again. Bye now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dickie Richards.
Dickie Richards and jokes.
Al, shut up.
Sorry, yes.
Now look, you've ruined it now. It was going really well, and you've ruined it just with 2 notes. You've ruined the atmosphere I was trying to build up there. Mind you, I forgot that you were supposed to play the mandolin after each actor, so I might have had something to do with that. So it's okay. We won't. I'll see you in the office in the morning, okay? At 8:30. All right. So that was Dickie Richards repeating himself. I hate people who repeat themselves.
You should live in Wagga Wagga.
I always say that. Who should live in Wagga Wagga? Yeah, Dickie, Wagga Wagga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. There's another one, isn't there? There's more than one. There's loads of them in Australia. Dickie, move to Australia. Dickie, move to Australia. It's good for people who repeat themselves.
Yeah.
It's good for... Yeah, all right. Here's a love song. Now, normally I would go, so anybody in love, and so I go, are you in love? So there's not much point in doing that, so I won't. I'll just...
Anybody who's watching Pear Shaped can't be in love. They'd be busy with their partner. It's only
having a life.
Lonely single people who watch Pear Shaped.
Yeah.
I suspect.
Or
Could be
perform
wrong.
that Pear Shaped. Yeah. So, I was drunk as a skunk on the night that I met her.
He was pissed
Yeah.
as a parrot.
And she was no better.
I wanted his body.
I'm a bloke, so I let her.
It's a night
That I'll never
forget. I flagged down a taxi,
And soon I was lying.
face down on a bed.
I was dying.
Too pissed to resist.
The knots she was tying. It's a night that I'll never
forget.
It's a night that I'll never forget. I was filled with much more than regret.
Just imagine his shock
When she strapped on her cock.
It's a night that I'll never forget.
Yes, it's a night that I'll never forget.
Oh,
On that romantic note, it's time for 2 means of pattern math.
Aha.
Hi, Sean. Catherine, hello. And listen, Stu the dog, or whatever your bloody name is, happy enough with this tie? Yeah, prick.
It is
Welcome.
incredible that collie can use Twitter.
Yeah, isn't it?
Sorry, go on.
No. Well done, that dog. And welcome to 2 Mins of Pat and Math. Oh, I'm all enraged. What's the question?
So, Sean, in hindsight, should we have evolved from apes?
I'm going to say yes, and I'll tell you for why. Because me personally, don't like heights. And a lot of being an ape is about getting up that tree, and I'm happier being on the ground. And the thing is, imagine if you were that monkey and you didn't like heights, you couldn't tell anyone.
Very embarrassing.
You haven't got the you can't. You've not got the power of speech.
And that, yeah.
They just think you're lazy. You're sitting in your own private hell.
Yeah. If you were a monkey, you'd be so dead, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd have fallen immediately.
Don't bear thinking about.
No.
What about you?
No, I don't think we should have evolved. I think, like, no monkey has to, like, go to work 5 days a week. Monkeys don't know what weeks are. They've got no concept of time. They're just having a great time all the time. No monkey, ape has, ended up buying a corduroy jumpsuit on a whim in the vague hope of serotonin boost, have they? So I think we'd all be happier in the trees, apart from you.
Apart from me. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it really?
Yeah. Hello, that was 2 Mins of Pat and Math. It's Pat was sort of out of screen. It would look like a talking tie a lot of the time. But anyway, never mind. Normally further down the screen there. Brian is who knows, getting himself a drink. And I didn't like to point out that he actually should have been introducing Henry Ginsberg. Henry was supposed to be on before 2 Mins of Pat and Math, but he announced it and I just went with it. So I won't want to point out his fuck up, except I've just pointed it out. So are we ready? And in fact, indeed, is Henry ready for Henry Ginsberg? Hi, Henry.
Hello.
Take it away.
Hello. Oh, am I on screen now?
Yeah, there you are.
Hello, welcome. Very nice to be back at Pear Shaped, in a manner of speaking. It's nice actually, just doing comedy in any form at all. To be honest, I started stand-up comedy when I was 18 years old instead of going to university. And looking back, I think I definitely made the right decision. Less debt and greater career prospects. It's good. I mean, the only problem with stand-up is there's not that many transferable skills. Like any kind of form of the entertainment industry is like that. I once met a policeman who was also a magician in his spare time, and I thought that was a very bizarre mix. I can't imagine there'd be any transferable skills that are applicable to both of those things. Like the only thing I could think of is it would probably come in handy if he ever needed to plant drugs on someone. Just out, outside a club. Like, okay, right now, you sure you don't have any smack on you? Look behind your ear. Just holy shit! Hey, might as well entertain them in the process. I'm quite. I would say I'm kind of quite a gender non-conforming person. Basically, I'm a heterosexual kind of like cisgendered man, but I happen to enjoy a lot of things which are stereotypically regarded as feminine. Like rom-coms or foreplay. I find it interesting. Sometimes, like, you'll get stereotyped in a way where it's something that you weren't even aware that it was a stereotype to begin with, right? Like, I used to work in a workplace that was very sort of male-dominated and laddie, and I got taken the piss out of, terribly one day when I casually mentioned that I prefer baths to showers. Yeah, that was it. They took the piss out of me for an entire morning. Like, I didn't know that was a stereotype. Apparently, baths are considered feminine. I was not aware of that. They just took the piss out of me. I was like, oh, Henry likes baths. Oh, what are you, a woman? I just, kept going on. Eventually, I got pissed off. I was like, dude, try and have some sensitivity. There is a perfectly good reason Jewish people don't like showers. Like, hate to bring the mood down. It's the same reason you never see us going into tattoo parlors. I think people often use this phrase, don't they? If they want to say they're not racist, they'll say, I'm not racist. I haven't got a racist bone in my body, which is a weird thing to say because I was not aware that parts of the body could be racist. That's a weird thing to say. Like, it'd be weird if that was true. Just like, I'm not a very bigoted person myself, but I do have a very prejudicial kneecap. You've got to watch out for it. Every once in a while, there's a spasm, and I just kick a Syrian child. That would be a weird thing to find out if you went to the doctor. We've got the X-rays back. I'm afraid you've got racist bones. What? But I don't have a racist bone in my body. Like, no. Look at the X-ray. Look, your rib cage has arranged itself into a swastika. Oh, blimey, one of the good things about lockdown's beginning to ease. I'm starting to kind of like go out on dates again, which I never really did that much before. Like I've been single for a very long time. I used to feel self-conscious about being single. I think you're self-conscious about your love life when you're talking to a bunch of acquaintances and friends about your personal life and you feel really self-conscious because you're the only one who's never had an STI. You know what I mean? Like, mates, they go like, oh, yeah, I've had chlamydia. What about you, Henry? No, feels so boring, Like, I discovered this. Someone told me that, like, apparently, like, you're supposed to use protection when you perform oral sex on a woman, like, which I didn't know that before, but apparently it's like if you want to stay safe, you can buy these sheets of latex that you can put down before going out. And look, I'm all for staying safe, but like, does anyone actually do that? Honestly, really? Because don't get me wrong, I can understand why. Like, if you're going down on a bloke, you'd want to use a condom, but there's fluids and stuff involved there. But just come on, if I. Live a little. If I'm going down on a woman, what's the worst? Mouth thrush? Fine, I'm trying to get healthier as well. Like, I'm trying to lose weight actually at the moment, partly because I suffer with gout. Gout, which you may know, is also known as the King's disease, which is I think a very aggrandizing name for what is essentially a form of arthritis you get when you consume meat, dairy, and alcohol and nothing else for long periods of time. Yeah, turns out that's unhealthy for you. Yeah. Fuck keto diets. That's what I say. My mum is obsessed with her weight. She's one of those people. She never stops obsessing about her weight. She's been on so many fad diets over the years, but I think it's ruined her immune system. And now there's only about 5 foods that she can actually stomach. And it makes me sad, because like, constantly worrying about it. I'm like, Mum, you're in your 70s. Who exactly are you losing weight for? Exactly. It's just, you know what I mean? It just, come on, you're potentially only months away from death. Live a little. What I'm saying. I'm just doing a short set tonight, but this has been a lot of fun. Please enjoy the rest of your show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Henry Ginsberg. Thank you.
Henry. Someone else with jokes. It's
Huh?
good, isn't it?
I know. I wish I had some fucking jokes.
Yeah.
I haven't, man.
We
But what I've got is a bit of poetry, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we need to rescue the situations. A bit of poetry. Father was a nasty man. Mother, she was stressed. He did absolutely bugger all, and Mother did the rest. Mum worked her fingers to the bone, and she did it all for love, and all you ever gave her was a pair of fucking gloves. Father was an ugly man, not a pretty sight, repulsive in the morning and much the same at night. Unaware of his affliction, it was fun to watch him pose in reflective admiration of his expressive Roman nose. Father was a grumpy man, rarely made a joke. I asked him what he did it more. He said, coke. That'll do.
Is that it? That was
Yeah,
poetry.
That'll do. Fuck it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the beautiful, beautiful banjo music of Mr. El Mandolino.
Yeah. We've got another one for the copyright police this week. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's what we
There's
need.
a little poser for them because this one was written in Russia in 1924 and was banned in 1927.
I think you'll get away with it.
Yeah, the guy who wrote it was put in prison for a year for writing counter-revolutionary Russian romantic tunes.
Mandolin tunes.
Yeah, he was put in prison. But then the story gets a bit more interesting then, because in the late 60s, an American wrote some words to it and illegally copyrighted it. Now then, that's where it gets interesting. And then Paul McCartney saw him performing in a folk club in Greenwich Village and produced...
It's not Mull of Kintyre, is it?
Did he steal it?
No. Produced a hit with it for Mary Hopkins, who was Welsh.
Oh.
Yes.
I know the one.
But, so here's the thing for the copyright police. We're going to perform. I'm going to play the music, and hopefully maybe people join in the chorus, because it's only got one word, nah.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. That's the chorus, yeah? So we're going to do the Russian version, because the copyrighted American version was copyrighted illegally, and his blag was that he changed the tune slightly to fit his words. Now, I've been changing tunes slightly for the last 20 years, as you well know.
Yeah, you mean you've just been leaving bits out?
Well, we're just changing the tune slightly. Yeah. So there was a copyright. To get around the copyright issue, see? So keeping ahead of the field. Anyway,
I remember you leaving bits out of Happy Birthday. I remember you trying to play Happy Birthday and
just
improvising.
Changing the tune to avoid a copyright strike. I was thinking ahead. So,
all right. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Very Russian, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Now this is the chorus bit. So yeah. Na, 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 Down the Long Road, yes.
Yeah.
By Boris Fomin, bless him. Yes.
Oh, I bet it's fucking foamy. I bet it's fuming.
Cracking tune.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was that was exciting. I only asked her to play the mandolin, not fucking talk for half an hour. But if you want to go, yeah, that's all right.
It's a cultured show. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you're holding me up now. Don't start answering me because I'll get confused. You know what it's like when you get to a certain age. You get these blank spots. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for Cole Parker's LA Report, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. This is Cole Parker live in Los Angeles for Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Now, I need to begin with an apology this week. I should probably always begin with an apology if you know what I fucking do, but particularly this week because I'm a little bit COVID-y this week. A little bit COVID-y. Yes, yeah. Yesterday, I had my second Moderna jab. Yeah, I did. I really fucking did, actually. And because of a prior heroin problem, like they couldn't put it in my arm. They had to use my penis, which is very, very embarrassing for the nurse. He said, normally I tell you that you'd get a sore arm, but you might get a sore bit. I'm lying. It went in my arm. Of course, it went in my fucking arm. It went in my arm. But he told me that I might get a sore arm later on. And, you know, I giggled a little bit because I thought, no, I won't get a sore arm. Because one of the few advantages there is of going to an all-boys school in the UK is that you receive so many dead arms from your fellow pupils that as you get older, you become almost immune to upper arm muscular pain, you see? Seriously, when the next pandemic hits, if the vaccine involves playing rugby in my underpants or buying cigarettes in a school uniform, I'm going to be fucking golden. I really am. Anyway, I digress, because getting the injections, getting the vaccine means the gigs are opening up again. The world is going to once again open up. And I think I'm going to be fucked because the world's changed. Comedy's changed, right? And I can't do the awful shit that I always do anymore because you can't do that anymore. I used to walk out on stage and I'd say awful things like, I don't know, I met my girlfriend in school. I'll never forget the day. She was playing hopscotch in the playground and I was doing a tarmacking job for the council. But you can't do gags like that anymore, right? You can't defame children anymore. Although in Hollywood, where I live, they defame themselves. As you're probably well aware, cosmetic surgery in Hollywood, very, very big, but I'm seeing it now on younger and younger children. I'm seeing it like girls in the, you know, who might not even be sort of 15, 16 yet. They're getting lip fillers. They're getting bigger and bigger lips, and they're getting bigger and huger, and they're massive. They're like a paddling pool that someone stuck onto their fucking face. It's ridiculous. These people walking around with these enormous lips, and I get it. They're sexy, they're alluring, but surely there's a cut-off point. Surely when it looks like you might have shared a space helmet with a couple of angry hornets, it's time to put on the brakes. Because anaphylactic shock isn't particularly sexy. Eczema, whoa, but anaphylactic shock, it's not really my thing. But we live in the land of the fake. We know this from yesterday, from the Derek Chauvin court case, found guilty on all charges. But we know it's like we celebrate America did the right thing. But during the last 48 hours, American police have shot and killed 3 black teenagers during the final days of the court case. We know that the problem isn't really going away. Again, it's more fakery. It's more pretend. That's the whole thing. Because if you know a black family in the United States that have got children, the worst thing you can do is buy that child a toy gun and tell them to go and play out in the street, because that's a fucking death sentence. And this is what we need to do now. We need to separate racism from the police. And I'm going to leave you guys with this story because I know it's prevalent everywhere, but it really was brought home to me when I was a teenager growing up in Orpington in southeast London. And I was dating a black girl from Kenya. She was beautiful. And we were out one day in Orpington High Street, and unfortunately we encountered some skinheads who started shouting abuse at us and started giving us some shit. And then we saw like a bottle came flying past their heads. We looked at each other. We thought, it's time to take off. So she fucking took off like Terminator 2. And there's me chasing after her. Asthmatic. I got caught. They kicked their living shit out of me. I'm on the floor as the feet and the kicks are coming in, thinking, I really hope some policemen come around the corner soon. I really hope some policemen come around the corner soon, because you need police. You need them to exist. But weirdly enough, 2 years later, I was in a police station in Bromley High Street, having a shit kicked out of me by 4 coppers, thinking, I really hope some skinheads come around the corner soon. But apparently, doesn't work like that. Good. This is Cole Parker, live Los Angeles for Pear Shaped in Dystopia.
Mr. Cole Parker, marvellous. Well done, Cole. Did I not? Oh, he's gone. He's just fucked off. He's got. Yeah, there you are. Yeah. Did I not send you the details then to get in tonight? What happened?
No, I thought it was deliberate. I thought maybe it's just a simple way of firing somebody. Just like lock the fucking door and say sorry.
It was all part of my breakdown. That's what I'm going to refer to it from now on, as my breakdown.
I don't blame you. I'm not joking, by the way. I did have the jab yesterday, and I'm sweating like a murderous policeman on his first day in prison. So you'll have to excuse me.
Yeah. Well, actually, now we're on topical stuff. This is. Do you remember Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae?
Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae? No, I would remember.
Yeah,
no, they're American finance companies.
It was the last severe depression that we had.
The last global pandemic was actually a financial crisis.
That's it. And Freddie Mac and Fannie. No, they were the ones who supplied the money. If you wanted to buy a house, they'd give you the money, whether you could afford to fucking pay it back or not. You see, and that was one of the recessions that I've enjoyed over the last 30 years. That was one that sticks in the mind.
Can I just point out that 2007 isn't exactly topical?
For me, it's topical. If you saw the shit that I've been digging up lately, it's topical.
It was the last global thing that hit everybody, isn't it?
Financial thing.
And also you're in America, so we're linking it to that.
Yeah, that's it.
We're linking it loosely.
Yeah.
You are. It's a bit of a loose link. I'm glad you brought me back to this because I
I'm going to remove you now.
Yeah. There you go.
See you later. See you later for the roll call. Wait a minute. Hang on. Wait.
Freddie Mac was a big strong lad and Fannie Mae his tutty. Got together a few years back and started playing footsie. Freddie Mac said, lending cash will make $3 together. But they got brash, now they crashed from fair to stormy weather. Oh, Freddie Mac cried Fannie Mae, it's all gone down the pan. Fannie Mae cried Freddie Mac, we gonna kick the can. Yeehaw.
Freddie Mac said Fannie Mae,
we should make a loan
to all the folks in our fair land who wanna buy a home. Oh, Fannie Mae said Freddie Mac, we tried to help the needy, but now I guess we're in this mess because we got too greedy.
Oh, Freddie Mac cried Fannie Mae, it's all gone down the pan. Fannie Mae cried Freddie Mac, you gonna kick the can. Yeehaw.
Freddie Mac said Fannie Mae, what are we to do? The president is overspent, he hasn't got a clue.
Oh, Fannie Mae said Freddie Mac, you know what I'm believing. Bad bank affairs and falling shares mean we should be leaving. Oh, Freddie Mac cried Fannie Mae, it's all gone down the pan. Fannie Mae cried Freddie Mac, you gonna kick the can. 1, 2, 3, 4, I ain't got a house no more. 5, 6, 7, 8, all I got's this darn gate.
9, 10, 11, 12, I don't know where to put myself. 13, 14, 15, 16,
well, nothing rhymes with that. Oh, Freddie Mac cried Fannie Mae, it's all gone down the pan. Fannie Mae cried Freddie Mac, we're gonna kick the can. Something topical. And now, ladies and gentlemen, something even more topical. Reg Emmental.
Hang on a minute.
What?
Angus Lindsay's watching from his bath.
Oh, he's a fucking pervert. I've never liked it. He's dangerous.
Missed you both. Who are you missing?
What?
Oh, Matt. Hi, Matt.
What?
Miss you too.
Yeah. Hello, Matt. Oh, yeah. Hello, Matt. Oh, we miss you. I like fucking miserable comedians. That's what I like. Not all these fucking happy people smiling and jumping up and down. So, oh, it's a laugh, and hey, life's fun, isn't it? Hey, what a laugh! It fucking isn't. Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Reg Emmental. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
So, my name is Reg Emmental, MBE, TSB, HSBC, and I like to get drunk once a week, for a week. I'm probably best known for sharing a wet nurse with Prince Charles when we were both 23. Charles still uses her, but he's tried others, but he says the milk just doesn't taste the same. So Charles and I used to summer at Sandringham, dynamiting foxes and firing crossbows at pheasants. One day, Charles's man got badly injured, his fault entirely. Everyone knows 3 sticks of dynamite is too much for a foxhole that's only got 6 foxes in it. Anyway, he got taken away in an ambulance, but the embarrassing bit was we missed the whole bloody thing because we were incredibly drunk thanks to a particularly nice 35-year-old brandy. She kept bringing us large whiskies. Later that evening, we sat in the grand hall. We'd just finished a really amazing dinner, 6 bottles of Chateau Lafayette 1963, of course, followed by 8 large cognacs. And over the port course, Charles asked me if I wanted to smoke. And when I said I did, he produced 2 enormous Cubans. One of them gave me a Marlboro Light, and the other one lit it for me. The thing about that Charles, though, is he's never done a day's work in his life. I've done 4. Sorry about that. Was sobering up there for a second. This week, I met a new chap called Gary. Turned up at Reggie Towers in a white van, no chauffeur. Knocked on my door and said he lived in the estate down the road and were there any odd jobs around the house that he could do. And I said, don't be so bloody silly, chap. I've got a man that does all that. Come in and have a snifter. And he told me something very, very interesting. He said on his estate, he has 1,500 bedrooms, but he only uses 3 of them. I asked him what game was on the land, and he said, darts and pool. I've never heard of such creatures. And as it was coming up for grouse season, I asked if he could organise any shooting. He said he could for a price, but he hasn't done anything like that since the early 90s. Anyway, I must dash. Marjorie's back from the supermarket, Aldi. She drove there, drove to Waitrose in it.
Yeah. You're muted, guys.
Did.
Sorry. Reg Emmental.
Yes, and it's if anything goes wrong, it's Krysstal's fault.
Yeah, I did forget.
Yes,
I got rid of
just-
Reg and forgot to unmute us.
Yes, so, but it's okay.
Only a minor thing.
Yesterday,
We're probably better in muted anyway.
all my troubles seem so far away.
They've crept up on you again, though, haven't they?
Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. I had a girlfriend once. Did you?
Oh, I was looking all wistful. I was looking
Yeah.
away wistfully.
All right. Yeah, I thought you'd had a stroke.
No.
Yes, I had a girlfriend
you had a
once.
stroke.
Shut up! I had a girlfriend once.
Did ya?
It's too late now. You fucking spoiled it. I'll start again. I had a girlfriend once.
Did ya?
Yeah, and if I'd have played my cards right, I could have had her again.
Could ya?
Yeah. She was a warm, sensitive, artistic, intelligent, creative woman.
Was she?
Yeah, and I wonder it didn't fucking work. I met her in a comedy club, charity night for epileptics.
Was it?
Fucking had them in fits, I did.
Did ya?
I did, yeah. You're overdoing it now. You're fucking overacting.
I thought you wanted me to help you out, love.
Well, you did.
Normally I just look away wistfully while you do your bit.
I know.
And then you point
I
out
should
that
have just
I'm
gone with that.
staring into space.
Can you remember what the fuck I was talking about?
Yeah.
Where did I get to?
You got to,
See, you can't remember either. It's nice when you grow old
you got
together.
to the bit where warm, sensitive, artistic, creative, intelligent woman.
Yeah, I
And then
did,
you had,
yeah.
you got them into fits. You got the
Yeah,
audience
I had
into
them in
fits.
fits, yeah. And I don't know what happened after that.
Did you move in with her or something?
So that's the great thing about this is all the other acts, they fucking write new material, they write new stuff. We're not, we're just trying to fucking remember what we used to do for a living. I got no idea what it is anymore. Even if, go on, give me a hint and I'll see if I get it.
I'm not sure. Did she move in with you? Did you move in with her?
I don't know.
Did you offer her, did you say you want to have a baby?
No.
You said, I want you to have my baby. She said, well, what's wrong with it? Something like that.
Yeah, that's it. It's quite funny, isn't it? Yeah. It's even funnier if I do it, but...
No.
I surprised her on her birthday, though.
Oh, that's a different one.
It's a different one.
It's a different girlfriend. We moved on to a different girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Well, fuck it. I surprised her on her birthday.
Did you?
Yeah. I did, yeah.
You remembered?
I did, I remember.
Unlike your jokes, you remembered a birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite clever.
Well, I can't remember everything, can I?
No.
So, yeah, it's, as a special treat, I took her up the arsenal.
Did you?
Yeah. That was a surprise.
She thought thought you were going to a football match, didn't
It
she?
did.
Yeah.
Silly cow.
Oh, I don't know what Meg gave her that idea.
I'm starting to enjoy myself now. Just do my act, will you? Because I can't fucking remember it. Yeah. So
Everything was all right until she moved in, then, wasn't it?
yeah. Everything changed except her underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
She wore a sexy little black outfit.
she did. Yeah. I can't remember what the fucking punchline was.
Well, it was she wore a sexy little black outfit.
Yeah.
But it was white.
It was white. Yeah. It
when
was
she
white
moved
then.
in.
Yeah. That's right.
God, it's hard work, this, remembering your
It
jokes.
fucking is. Now you know what I have to put up with. So
What happened when she made love? When you made love?
I've got no idea.
She just lay there staring into space.
Oh, she did. Yeah.
With that fucking
telescope.
telescope.
Yeah. That was very upsetting.
Yeah.
That was really upsetting. You started to cheer me up. I sort of feel a bit better now than I did before. Yeah. So,
You tried every trick in the book, though, didn't you?
I did.
And it was a good book.
Fucking good book.
Fucking
Yeah.
good book, yeah.
It was. And wait, I took we went for a drink.
No, not yet. You asked her
No?
what her favourite position was.
Did I?
Yeah. And she said the one where she can see the telly. Well, that was his favourite position, so they
Yeah, so-
compromised.
Yeah, so
And they
we
bought another
got
telly.
another telly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then she went all quiet on
we
you,
were
didn't
both
she?
happy. Huh?
She went all quiet.
She did. She went all quiet.
Unlike me, normally, you see, I'm all quiet and staring
Yeah.
into space.
Yeah.
But
I wish she were as quiet as she was. Very quiet.
She
Yeah,
was very quiet, yeah.
She's just like that for about 3 weeks. And, eventually.
well, it wasn't until after they buried her.
No, did I realise it was serious?
serious,
I
yeah.
thought she was just sulking.
She just sulked all the time. I thought it was just a sulking. That. Yeah, it was quite serious in the end.
Yeah, but I did take her I took her out for a drink, didn't I? I took her out for a drink.
Beforehand.
Yeah, before
they
she
buried
died.
her.
Yeah,
And they said
it would have been terrible to take her out afterwards, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd have to drag
I
her
asked my
around.
girlfriend.
Like,
She died a couple of weeks ago, but she likes to join
just
in.
spray her with perfume. She'd be all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Fucking hell.
yeah. But don't worry about the wine, man.
Well, luckily, no, I did. I said, "Do you want a drink?" She said, "No, I've got one here." I said, "Look, I don't care how many fucking ears you got. Do you want a drink or not?" She said, "All right, I'll have a little wine." I said, "Look, if you're going to fucking moan about it, get your see. I can remember it now, but it's
but they're
too
the
late."
weakest bits. They're the weakest bits. Those
all right.
bits.
Okay, I think we
the other
should
bits
just
are strong.
put our headliner in because he actually.
Yeah,
fucking
he's
writes
sitting there
jokes
waiting
and
to
things,
come
and
on.
He's been sitting there for ages thinking, when the fuck are they
When
going to
they
put me on?
I mean,
Yeah.
we're just
Ladies and
dribbling
gentlemen,
on.
he has come all the way from Canada tonight, just for you 6 people watching
I was
this.
enjoying that actually.
He wouldn't have
were
to
you?
come. He wouldn't have to come from Canada. We're on bloody line. He could just stay where he was.
I know,
And I'm
but
not
he
even in
doesn't.
Canada.
Yeah, exactly. He's just
Ladies and
making things up.
gentlemen, the one and only Mike Shear. Thank you. Woo!
That's me. I'm Mike Shear. How are you doing at home? I'm a cam girl. I'm gonna jerk off comedically for your pleasure and donations. Good to be here. So hey, we're in London. I'm in London. Yeah, I'm not in Canada. But I'm hoping to get a Polish passport with this new haircut. I just got my hair cut. If this doesn't get me citizenship to Poland, I don't know what will. Am I right, ladies? Huh? Do I look like I was complicit in some Eastern European genocide? Try to impress my dad, who beats me? All right, I'm back on with the hat.
You can unmute the...
That's my lockdown haircut. So, yeah, we're out of lockdown now, basically. Everything's opening up again. McDonald's... which has been open the whole time. I remember last year, like when we were doing the lockdown last year, they were one of the first to shut down, right? And it was obviously because they take it really personally. Like they're like, when they found out that children were dying from this virus, they were like, okay, now you're not a virus, you're competition, okay? We don't want people walking into our restaurants and putting their life at risk, by something that doesn't have a logo on it. So McDonald's took it very personally. Severe obesity is considered one of the factors that accelerate COVID. So doctors actually are recommending you only eat McDonald's while wearing a face mask. Boom. If that doesn't take down the corporation, nothing will. And nothing will. So it won't. Now, here's a lockdown scene that happened a couple weeks ago. Don't worry, I won't talk about lockdown once we're a good month out of this thing. Well, I was with my girlfriend here in this flat that we live in. I don't want to brag, but it's warm enough in my flat to have short sleeves on. Still have to wear a hat because I don't want people to call the police on this live stream when they see my hairdo. With my GF, and we're in lockdown, and we're in our tiny flat, and we're staring at a wall, the same wall, because we're trying to do more things together. So, analyzing the crevices together. And she suddenly says out of nowhere, I might bake muffins tomorrow. And I'm like, why are you telling me that? Why would you just say that out of the blue? And she goes, oh no, sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Sorry, you're thinking out loud? I'm supposed to believe that those are your thoughts? Like at that exact moment that you cannot keep them in anymore and you have to vomit the insides of your mind out into the world, you just happen to be thinking about muffins? You've been doing nothing but watching murder documentaries every night. So I'm getting choked up thinking about it. Every night she's watching serial killer documentaries and sitting in the flat with me, and I'm supposed to believe that she's thinking about muffins. I do not believe it. It's a good thing it didn't happen to me. Otherwise, I would have said, hey, baby, if you want to make comfort food, just breastfeed me. I bet what she was really thinking was looking at me going, I wish he was Johnny Depp. Just so I could beat the shit out of him and get away with it. All right, that's another joke. In the can. Boom. As far back as I can remember, this is the funny thing. I'm 40. I know I look like a emotionally damaged 30-year-old. But as far back as I can remember, people never wanted to do jury duty. That was the thing that no one ever wanted to do. It was like, jury duty, oh, great. Jury. Now, it seems, everybody wants to do jury duty now. Now that we've gotten rid of the evidence part, everybody's signing up for Twitter. Right? We've made a version of jury duty where you can skip all the boring evidence, go straight to the judgment, and you can do it from the toilet. Guilty! Cancelled! That's what's going on. I think if you want to give your opinion on Twitter, you should have to provide audio of the shit that you were taking at that moment. Just so we can get an idea of your mental state, right? If you're trying to force out a cork, I'm going to take your opinion with a grain of Metamucil. Why should I give a shit about your opinion when you can't? All right, that was good. That worked. I have no idea, but it worked in my brain, which is where the real show is. Now, I know you can't settle into my act, and you can't enjoy comedy until you know whether or not I'm woke or I'm whatever, not woke or unwoke, as they say, miswoke. Let me put it this way. You want to know if I'm woke? That's my bed over there, and I'm not in it. So that should give you some idea. But in all honesty, I'm very reluctant to take a stance on the whole thing until I know exactly what both of you think who are watching. Because then I can, pretend to have a certain opinion. But the thing is, I do believe that white supremacy and the patriarchy dominate our society. I do actually legitimately believe that. And it's all there in how we depict God. A white, bearded man is how we depict God in the West. First of all, how can he be that white when he lives so close to the sun? That's what I want to know. And second of all, you're saying God is a him, it's a man. You're saying that the being that gave birth to the universe is a man. You don't think Mrs. God had anything to do with it? You should want God to be a woman anyway, because then you have to put less money in the collection plate, right? 6.5% less. People have trouble understanding gender fluidity these days, yet we believe a man is the mother of all things at the same time. we capitalize the word him in the Bible. We should really be putting it in quotation marks, if you ask me, which no one has. All right, moving on from that. I find it really ironic whenever a non-smoker wants to be cremated. You spend your whole life complaining about smoke on patios, and now you want to be reincarnated as a full ashtray? I don't care how much of a cricket fan you are. Why do you want to be ashes? It's unfair. I'm quite modern myself. When I die, I want to be turned into an empty vape cartridge. So here's the funny thing. My dad was cremated. Very funny. But no, my dad was cremated, and we went to this beautiful field in Southwest Ireland to scatter the ashes, right? And we were in this gorgeous green, landscape. And we were scattering the ashes in the air, and I was watching them settle onto the ground and just thinking, this can't be good for the grass, surely. And you know what? I looked it up, and it's true. Ashes are like the opposite of fertilizer. They're like acidic, so they actually kill the soil. This is completely true. So, I don't remember my dad ever saying, guys, when I die, I want you to make my favorite natural landscape look like a pub floor in 1999. Can you do that for me? Our actual corpses, this is true. I've done the research. I Googled it. Hopefully they're not lying to me like the internet usually does. But I Googled it, and they said that the body, our bodies are incredible fertilizer, actually, Yet when we bury them in the ground, we wrap them in this like wooden condom to stop transference of. That's like burying a bottle of water to water your garden. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know what? I went on a lockdown walk, not recently because we're not in lockdown anymore, and that would be very signs of trauma. So I was on a lockdown walk during lockdown, and I was in a local park near me here in southeast London, and it has a man-made lake in it. And so, of course, there's a guy fishing in the man-made lake. Why can't we just relax without having to gently ruin something's life? You're fishing in a man-made lake. What are you doing tomorrow? Going game hunting in a petting zoo? You fucking weirdo. And it's London, right? We're in London, so of course there's a guy directly across from him pissing in the lake, right? And he's shouting out, going, "Don't worry, I'm helping. I'm just dissolving this swan's corpse so you can see better." The guy fishing was wearing woodland camouflage. Fishing in the man-made lake. This is all true. He was wearing woodland camouflage, which makes perfect sense because I understand, why you don't want people to see you. You look like a fucking idiot. You look like an idiot fishing in a man-made lake. Woodland camouflage, but you're not in the woods, are you? No, you're in the inner city. You want to blend in, you should dress up like a missing father. So yeah, some people may get a little offended by that joke, but I think I have the right to say it because I was nearly a missing father a few times myself. So, hail Satan, I always say. Anyway, Mr. Man, fishing in the man-made lake, I hope you catch yourself a friend, cutie. I hope you catch yourself a friend. I've got a bit more time, I think, so I'm going to try this underwritten joke premise. Anyway, by the way, if anyone is upset by any of these jokes, you say they're lazy, don't they? When people are upset by jokes, they say you got a lazy punchline. These are not lazy punchlines. These are boring premises. All right? There's a big difference. I know the difference. Anyway, I'm, like I said, I'm 40. I'm very disgruntled with the way that the world's turning out. The fact that, social media and all this stuff, I really hate it. And I think it's weird that we're using language now. Like, I have to say the word notification. I didn't want, when I was a kid and I was growing up in the 90s listening to grunge and industrial music, I didn't want a future where I would have to say notification. It's a 5-syllable word. I can't believe we got teenagers saying it now. And using the word status and timeline, teenagers, this is not normal behavior, Anyway, What's the status? Normally you would say it in business meetings, right? You'd be like, what's the status of the Johnson report? Well, the status of the Johnson report is he wishes someone would call him and see if he's okay. What's the timeline on the Billingsby project? The timeline on the Billingsby project is 2 people's dogs and my thirsty cousin showing her ass and talking about spiritual growth. Does that work? I can't tell. Thumbs up at home if thumbs up at home if this is going well. What if I lean in a bit more? We were talking about leaning in and how that's problematic now in comedy. Can't lean in when we get back to doing the live gigs. My neediness is your health safety hazard. Okay. All right. Well, folks, it's been another great show. Love you all. And hail Satan. All power to you. Good night. Thank you for having me. Is that a long enough show? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Shear. Ah, that was fun. I like fun. You wouldn't believe it to look at me or listen to me, but I do actually like fun. So what?
I'm just trying to read the comment. Billingsby.
Oh.
What is Billingsby?
Hang on. It's comment. It's comment corner.
Billingsby.
I just made that up.
Right.
It's comment corner. Right. Does somebody say something apart from Angus watching from the bath?
No, they're just
and
smiley
Matt
faces.
misses us. And
The one and
Jean
only.
François Brisson said the one and only.
The one and only 40 and then smiley faces and then Billingsby. I don't know what that means.
Right. That's all a bit French. And it's
I don't
all a
know.
bit-
They
all a
must
bit
be
French.
watching another
Have
show.
have you watched, what is it?
10% or Call My Agent.
Call My Agent. It's fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Anyway, shall we do the roll call before we start?
Let's sit in roll call. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you were lucky enough to see the very first act was Mr. Robert White.
What are you doing? I'm doing the donkey! Oh, go away, Mum. Stop it. Alright, from the start. Sorry about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, not only Robert White, but Robert White's mum. I love Robert White's mum. I think she's fantastic. She's fantastic. She is, yeah. So, Robert White and his mum were followed by the one and only Dickie Richards. Dickie Richards, telling jokes.
Telling jokes on a
give
video.
Give him a quick flash. Just give him a quick flash there.
Quick flash. Hello, I'm Dickie Richards.
That'll do.
That's it.
That'll do. Yeah, we're Dickie Richards. Jokes and everything. The only thing missing was the laughs, and we could put them in. You know, like they do on the snooker and the football and the fucking. There's nobody there, but we don't cheat. We don't cheat. We want life to be what it is. Fucking silence.
Yes.
Right. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, Dickie Richards was followed by.
We edited it out
I
of sequence.
mistakenly inserted. And you don't want a mistaken insertion, do you?
No, not usually, no.
Inserted. Pat. Who was it? Pat
2 minutes of Pat Math.
2 minutes of
Hi,
Pat
Sean.
Math.
Catherine, hello. And welcome to all the viewers out there to 2 minutes with Pat and Math. And cool. I mean, let's crack straight on because I know after the last episode,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of people out there waiting to hear what this week's question is. So,
Yeah. Well, is there an I in team, Sean?
I mean, my first instinct's always been no. What's your view on it?
Wow, a strong answer.
Finished? Whoa.
You've not?
I'm just being polite, Catherine.
Okay, that's kind of you.
Right.
You're a gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it depends how you're spelling it, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, how would you spell it? Just out of interest.
So it's T, obviously.
Given.
Yeah. A.
Yes.
I. M. H.
Oh.
You know, like Neve.
Oh, right. Yeah, sort of Gaelic.
Yeah, it's the Irish way of doing it.
Yeah. I like that. I think that could work.
Yeah.
Now, if I may, I'd like to turn the question round.
Yeah, certainly. Go on.
Are there any teams in eyes? In your eyes,
Yeah.
are there any teams?
Like inside my eyes.
Precise.
Your
eyes, anyone's eyes.
Oh, okay. I mean, I hope not.
Okay.
Are they in yours?
I don't know. I mean, does anyone? This is the question.
Oh God. Oh no.
I mean, that's spoiled everything.
Oh well. I preferred my answer.
Well, yeah, you would. You.
Exactly. Me.
My eye.
Fuck your eyes.
That is it, mean pattern math. Is there an eye in bollocks?
Bollocks.
Pardon?
Bollocks.
Bollocks. Yes, bollocks. Yes, it is if you're posh. Bollocks. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is an eye in 2 means of pattern math. Oh, yeah. So,
Brian and Krysstal.
And Brian and Krysstal. Yeah.
Only one.
No,
Brian,
no,
because
there's
Krysstal is
only
a
one.
Y.
There's only one. See, you fucked that up. You made a big mistake there. You've ruined this whole section.
Good. That's what I'm Mandolino as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Two in Dicky.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Don't start Al off,
now.
for fuck's sake. If Al gets going,
Right,
we'll never finish.
Carrying on with the roll call.
Yeah, carrying on with the roll call.
After 2 minutes of pattern
2 minutes of pattern math, we then had
the
one and only
Henry
Ginsberg, ladies and gentlemen. Henry Ginsberg. Thank you. Thank you. And if you'd have sent in a video, then we would have just had a clip of you going, "Hello, I'm Henry Ginsberg." But you haven't. So.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Henry Ginsberg doing the Laurel and Hardy impression there.
So I'm going to take the
What?
The support a comedian and all that stuff off because
yeah.
we're down to four viewers and
but they could be loaded.
They're not going to give us any.
No, I think we should support them. Why don't we just give them some money?
Yeah,
because they've had to fucking watch all this.
Yeah.
You know? So
we can give them counselling. That's what we'll do. We'll give them counselling.
We could have a grant, a fund for comedy audiences.
So counselling on online counselling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, that was it. Did we?
Then we had
what? Al Mandolino, didn't we? Did we have Al Mandolino talking a load of old fucking bollocks about the so? Yep.
Yes.
La 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 la. So, how was the timing then when we joined in? Was it up the wall?
Well, you suddenly sped up in the middle of it.
Yeah, I know.
Sped up. That was really freaky. That, I thought, what's going on here?
I was trying to stay in time. You
Right, I've had enough of this conversation. Thank you. Goodbye. Right. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we had all the way from LA, live in LA, the one and only Mr. Cole Parker.
He's gone.
Cole Parker, he's fucked off. No, fuck him if he can't be bothered staying.
He usually stays. I don't know where he went.
He does usually. So, has somebody upset him?
Yeah,
Somebody,
you upset him.
Was it me? Yeah, because I didn't
You
get.
upset everybody.
Apparently, I forgot to give him the link to get on the show. I don't know how the fuck he got on, but
I
seems to-
sorted that out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, so you are useful.
Yeah, I was on the case. Yeah.
Ah, well done. Well done.
Cole's probably feeding the cat, which he does.
Yeah.
After
Yeah,
his
well,
turn.
I was in the middle of my nervous breakdown, so I sort of fucked it up. So, but there was one week I didn't give any of the acts the link to get on. I gave it to the audience, and the green room was full of audience going.
First week
They're
it
going
was
to
full
put
of
me on in a
audience.
minute. My mate Dave was sitting there. He said, "Is this going to fucking put me
Yeah,
on?"
we had so many audience in that stream that we couldn't get back in ourselves.
We couldn't. We got locked out, and we couldn't get back in.
And I
That
kept
was our
trying to
very first one.
I kept trying to take them out, and they kept saying, "Why do we keep taking me out?" And I'm going, "Because you're not meant to be there."
Yeah.
Anyway, la-di-da.
So anyway,
then we had
yeah.
after Cole Porker, we had Reg Emmental.
Reg Emmental, ladies and gentlemen, Reg Emmental.
There he is.
Thank you. Thank
Hi,
you.
Reg.
Who was wearing a disguise?
Bollocks.
What?
You have to take your moustache
Bollocks.
off to drink your wine.
That's quite good. I like the idea of taking the moustache off to drink the wine. Anyway, just a moment. As I was saying.
Well, you don't going to get red wine stains on your moustache, do you?
And actually, the moustache is transferable because you could stick it up there every now and then.
Yeah.
It works.
That's great.
Everybody's favourite paedophile.
You have one, do you, Brian?
Well, it used to be Jimmy Savile, but fuck, he never fixed it for me. He fixed it for everybody else. So,
Right, moving on. Let's
all I ever
bring our
wanted was to
headliner
sit
in.
on Jimmy's lap. What?
Hang on, wait a minute. Somebody said
What?
we've turned off the TV and watching this instead. Great stuff. Oh
Who-
no, that's a
who's
big
that?
mistake. Robert, turn back the telly. Turn the telly back on.
All right.
You're making a big mistake. Anyway,
Someone say, Reg, can you pronounce your name, please, Reg?
Reg Emmental?
Emmental.
I told it was Emmental.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
yeah,
the cheese, isn't it?
I
Posh
was
cheese.
influenced by some bloke called Ron we had on
Reg
a while ago.
Emmental.
Well, it is regimental, Reg Emmental. So
Yeah. I was going to announce it as out on day release, but that
that's a
really
different
wouldn't
bloke.
have worked, would it?
Right.
Because I obviously didn't get a grip of that.
Well, might have done. Try it next time.
Yes, I've got my own establishment where I keep
Who was
the
that guy in
servants.
Porridge? In Porridge, the guy who sort of ran everything and had all the.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Well,
It
there's
was
no
Reg or
no
something.
point in starting that, is
Anyway.
there? Yes.
He had. He had
do you remember that
He
bloke
had a
in
nice
Porridge?
armchair, and the guy that ran Porridge.
Yeah.
He had the
ran
nice
Porridge.
armchair. The guy, the convict that was
Oh,
sort
the
of
villain.
the villain in
Yeah.
charge. He had
I-
a nice armchair and a nice cell and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
See, I like talking to women because I learn a lot.
I nearly got there in the end. Right. We better bring our headliner act on because he's just sitting there.
Ladies, all the
out of
way.
stream.
What was that thing? We were we were in a car one time on the way to a gig or whatever, and something. You said to me something like, "I thought you said he was Canadian." I said, "No, he's a fucking comedian."
Comedian. We were giving a lift to someone, and he was sort of from the West Country or something. And I said, "I thought you said he was Canadian." He said, "No, I said he
I
was."
said he's a fucking comedian.
He
Anyway,
was a
so
Canadian
there you go.
comedian.
All the way, ladies and gentlemen, from Canada, the one and only Mr. Mike Shear, back by popular demand.
You guys have been having a lot of fun without me. I feel like I'm waiting in the car, and you guys have all gone inside to like a fun
Yeah, sorry about that.
amusement arcade, and I'm just sitting in the car, getting warm, unable to breathe.
Sometimes the roll call takes longer than the show to get through.
Well, you've got a guy who's just tuned in. Who is it that just tuned in? Robert or something?
Hang on, I have to go
Robert
back
Hayes.
a minute.
Just turned the TV off and tuned into the end of the show.
Yeah, Robert Hayes. Yeah, hang on.
Robert
He's a-
Hayes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was called Grouty.
Grouty.
Thank you very much. I forget the
Uh-huh.
actor's name.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Robert. That's very
Grouty.
helpful.
Thank you, Robert.
Grouty,
Robert-
his name was. Yeah.
Robert's an old friend of mine from school. Yeah.
You've got a friend?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Well.
Television.
What was he
I
like
like
at
to pull an
school, Robert?
audience.
What was
Huh?
he like? Did he get bullied?
Yeah. Did you bully him, Robert?
Yeah.
Did you say, you're going to grow up to be a fucking mandolin player, aren't you? On London's second worst comedy fucking club.
I was going to say.
Have we haven't missed anybody out, have we?
No, we haven't.
No.
We've done everybody.
All right.
We're all here,
Yeah.
except Cole, who's fucked off somewhere. I don't know where he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Cole's
He's
gone.
he's got to get some drugs
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
somewhere.
he's got-
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we won't bother
Oh, there we
doing
go. Robert says you all got bullied.
yeah. It's all right for you. Like, I was ginger. I'll never forget. I was the
Put your
eldest.
guitar away.
The eldest of 7 kids, from Ireland, and I'll never. We moved into a little cul-de-sac. My mum and dad were musicians in Kilburn, playing round the pubs and whatever. And I often wonder what the neighbours thought when, first of all, my mum and dad moved in, and then fucking 6 kids turn up from Ireland, all with bright ginger hair. All we needed was a fucking caravan, and there was a woman across the road who was always looking out the curtains, and my mum used to go, "Fuck off! Close your fucking curtains, you cunt!" in with an Irish accent.
But you 6 kids came over from Ireland to find a cuckoo in the nest.
Yeah, there was another one.
Your
There was
youngest
6 of us
sister.
came over from Ireland, and we came over. There's a fucking other one. I don't know what they were up to.
Yeah. She didn't have ginger hair though.
No, that's.
That's
But there's a missing kid that came later. Is that what you're saying?
They were all in Ireland, and
Yeah.
the parents came over beforehand and left the kids behind. And then when they finally brought all the kids, there was another kid. They had his mum and had another kid.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They were introduced to another kid.
That's a nice surprise.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was.
So, by the way, you've got a sister.
You got another
all
sister. Here she is.
Yeah. And she used to fart a lot. She was very small. I hope she's not watching this. She's never bothered so far. You know what
No.
relatives are like. And she used to
Well,
do.
she knows she used to fart
She-
a lot.
Yeah, but she was very small.
Wouldn't be a
And she
surprise
used to
to
do
her.
the most horrific farts. She could clear a room. You know. I won't tell you what her name was. Everybody was shouting her name. So she was really good at farting. I don't know if she's kept it up.
Yeah, what do you think her secret was, Brian? Diet?
Yeah, what was it?
No, she ate the same stuff as the rest of us. Except my mum, because there were so many of us, her cooking technique was just open the fucking cupboard, and whatever was in there used to end up as some kind of gruel. And to get another creation, I go, "Mum, can't we just have something with chips?
Something we recognise, yeah.
Something we recognise, fish fingers or anything we recognise." So we never had anything we recognised. So, and then they discovered the Costco. What was it? These places where you go, because they played in pubs. They knew all the governors. The governors said, "Oh, come down with me. You can buy all your food."
Cash and
shit."
carry.
You get a lump of cheese.
Yeah, carrying those days.
Just get a lump of cheese fucking foot long and 6 inches like that. So you had that for 6 months. And so...
That'll get you farting.
Yeah, maybe.
Some
it's,
party
well,
cheese.
Maybe
there,
they
there
fed it
may
to her
have been
before
a
you got
large
there.
quantity of beans involved, beans and cheese. So it might be
And
something.
cabbage.
Yeah, because you can have
You're
all of them on
Irish, you had
toast.
cabbage.
And cabbage, yeah.
Maybe it was the cabbage you were smelling.
Well, even we would have been happy with bacon and cabbage because we knew what it was. But it was always, guess what we got tonight? So,
Well,
the
think about
old
it, if
days.
there was 7 kids and the 2 grown-ups as well, that would be like 9 portions of fish fingers, wouldn't it? Which would be quite expensive, you know. That's probably why you were on
Yeah, so they never got it, yeah.
and we had a nanny.
She had to be fed.
10
In a
portions of
fucking-
fish
You,
fingers.
Brian.
In a small
In a 3-bedroom house.
And the bedrooms are tiny.
Yeah. We had a nanny looking after us. She wasn't a proper nanny. They found her in a fucking mental hospital or something.
And so you decided to learn to play the drums, I take it, yeah, at this point.
I didn't decide. No, my dad just got me
They needed a drummer for the band.
he got me a kit of drums. On a Monday, he got me a kit of drums. And on Wednesday, a bloke called Davy Burke came round. He said, can you go boom, ch, ch, boom, ch, no, boom, ch, ch. Right, good. Can you go boom, ch, dum, ch, dum, yeah, no, and can you go dum, ch, ch, dum? Yeah, he said, all right, you've got a gig on Friday and Saturday. So that was it. But I did have one drum lesson from the bloke who apparently his boast was that he taught Phil Collins how to play the drums. You see, this was his big thing. And I had one drum lesson from him, and at that point I didn't have a kit of drums. All I had was a practice pad, which was a disc of wood with a bit of rubber on top that I could hit with sticks. And so I went to have this drum lesson, and he said, I want you to play a paradiddle. This is a dada mama dada. I want you to play that, right? And I'm going to go and make a phone call in the other room, and I'll come back in. Well, as soon as he left the room, I went. I had a fucking drum solo, and it was great. But he came in and he roared at me. He got so pissed off that I never went back. That was it. He didn't tell me why I needed dada mama dada. He didn't tell me that, because that was only as far as it got.
But you should have just said, well, you've got that out of your system now. Let's just get back to the
Yeah.
lesson. But he
Or
just
stayed in the
twat,
room.
wasn't he?
Or stayed in the room while you were doing it. What you're saying? He
Yeah.
just made you do the exercise and then left and went to talk on the
Yeah,
phone.
left.
That's
Yeah.
it.
He's a bit of a
But he
twat,
could
right?
hear that I was having fun, and he thought, I'm not having
Maybe
this.
maybe he had a bet with a geezer on the phone that he's going to keep you paradiddling.
Yeah.
And he lost.
Yeah.
because you done the drum solo. That's probably why he got pissed off, kicked you out.
Yeah. I've known I know musicians who they're very secretive about what they know, and they don't want to tell you. You say, "Oh, that bit you do is fucking brilliant. How did you?" Oh, it's just talent. You know? No, it's got to be. Just show me some tricks. No, I don't want to know.
No.
I did go into a music shop in Fulham one time. They were selling these very expensive pianos, and I said, could I have lessons in piano? And it said, well, I'm not so sure. He said, what did you have in mind? I said, well, really, I'd just like to be able to play like Mrs. Mills. Yeah, I want to play vamp, out the barrel, ding, and bit of boogie woogie, and I'm off. And he said, oh no. Oh, so this idea was horrendous. I said, do you play yourself? He said, oh yes. I said, do you play in public? And I was working as a musician at the time. I said, do you play in public? No, I don't know. I said, how long have you been playing? Oh, about 30 years. And I said, why don't you play in public then? He said, I'm just not good enough. Well, fuck it. I said, well, A, D and E, You'll be all right.
He's trying to be a concert pianist.
So it's
Just
terrible
play
to
any
have
old shit.
standards. It's just plonk.
Holds you back. Holds you back having standards. Holds you back.
Well, it does. I remember when I first started a musician, I spent about 3 years thinking, I'm not going out until it's perfect. And it has never been perfect, ever. It's when you play live, or if you do comedy, it's never going to be good enough. So you just go out and do it and learn how to do it. You know,
just do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
people like the fuck ups and the roughness, unless it's really terrible, of course. But
yeah.
How do you know?
Which is possible.
And then you just confirm their suspicions.
Oh, forgetting things. Yeah.
That was so fun. I was laughing my tits off earlier when you were forgetting your routine. It's great.
I honestly can't remember stuff we've been doing for 15 fucking years, and I can't remember it.
That's great. It's so funny. You could just not bother remembering it now, and it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I'll just do the bits.
I was on the edge of my seat waiting for Rose coming up. You know,
for what?
Oh no, that's the start of the album. He was mixing up two routines.
I just get mixed up. I'll go to the end of the routine and then I'll move on to the next routine and miss out the bulk of it. So, I don't know.
That joke that you said about what's it? I want to have your baby. I want you to have my baby. I can't remember what exactly.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah,
that got me big time, and I actually had to go out and go and tell my sister.
I don't think that's as funny.
I love that Arsenal. I love that Arsenal joke. I took her up the Arsenal.
Yeah.
That was a big surprise. She thought we were going to a football match, but nobody's.
Some people like it, but
but mostly people go.
If it does, yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter, does it? You're allowed a couple of jokes for you, rather than
yeah.
Well, the trouble is, it makes me laugh. You see, and when we do live stuff, I'm miserable. I'm fucking deadpan, and I can't look at her because I start giggling. You know, I'm in the middle of something really fucking miserable, and I don't know what she does, but if I look at her, then I start to giggle. So. It makes it a bit difficult for an artist like me. You wouldn't understand.
No, well, you're not professional like I am. I'm dead behind the eyes.
I never had any idea what she did until I saw a couple of videos.
Oh, really?
She's quite funny.
I can't look at her. Yeah.
You didn't know what she did in the background.
He didn't know what I was doing.
No, seriously,
and that's why he laughs. So when he looks over and I'm doing something, it makes him laugh.
God!
I don't know why.
And I used to get annoyed. I used to get annoyed when we start the act. And they're giggling about her, and I'm thinking, I'm doing these fucking funny jokes here, and you're missing them.
I just thought all that was really carefully planned and whatever. But
well, it is carefully planned. It's carefully planned on my part.
Yeah, one of us carefully plans it.
Not carefully planned. He just does what he does and has no idea what's going on most of the time. What would somebody call us? Professionally shambolic. That's what they call us.
Yeah,
I'm professional. You're
shambolic. I do like something. I like it when we walk out on stage and you can see people thinking, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Before we've said anything or done anything, you know. Oh, fuck.
What have we got here?
Yeah. We did. We one time we did a gig in Shepherd's Bush. The toilet, it was a public toilet in Shepherd's Bush that had been converted into a venue, and we were on after somebody really intelligent. That's a mistake.
We were replacing someone.
Somebody.
So it was a totally different kind of night.
Alan Cochrane was comparing, and when he introduced us, you could feel everyone. Oh my God! Straight away. And they just backed off and they're sitting in couches.
They were cringing.
Like this, and going, oh God! And after you get rid of the dry mouth syndrome, you know, I said, here's another one you won't fucking like.
So we did our worst sort of lowbrow stuff because they were sort of all going the other way.
Worse
so
and worse.
We just thought we'll just do the stuff that they really will hate.
And
Alan Cochrane came back on and said it was the funniest thing he said was watching the audience watching us in disgust and horror. He said that was the funniest part of the night. There you go. Sometimes you're just not the act for the night, are you?
No, sometimes.
And then we did a gig with him a week later and he died on his arse.
Yes. We compared for him and he went down like a bag of shit.
Oh, was that a revenge mission, was it?
Well, it wasn't meant to be, but yeah, just the way it worked out.
Yeah, this is some bloke off the street we brought in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we were comparing that night and that was the first time I'd seen Sarah Millican. She came on and everybody was saying, oh, she's going to be brilliant, she's great. And yeah, she did. We compared her on.
Yeah, and where is she now?
Yeah, who knows what happened to her.
Yeah, she's not
first
on
time
this,
I saw Sarah Millican. First time I saw Sarah Millican, I think she was supporting Reginald D. Hunter.
Oh,
That was
right.
like 2007, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. This is somewhere in the Midlands. I can't remember whose gig it was now, but yeah.
Does he always sing when he goes to the toilet?
Yeah, he sings. He sings or whistles constantly. He's a very noisy man, Brian. Yeah.
Like a budgie.
Yeah. Singing, humming, whistling, farting, groaning, grunting, snoring.
I have to talk to myself.
Yeah. It's quite noisy.
Yeah.
Now, we have 3 people left watching.
Who are they?
I don't know who they are. No, I can just see that they're on there in Pear Shaped. 3 people in Pear Shaped.
Yeah.
4.
4.
But we have been. No, one of them's you, so you don't count.
One of them is me.
Yeah. Your brand damage is one of them. Anyway, so we've been on just over an hour and a half, so we are ending the show, the live broadcast. But stay on, comedians, stay on if you want.
You can stay on and feel free to leave. Feel free to say, look, I've fucking had enough of this.
Stay, go, do whatever you like. But I'm about to end the broadcast. So thank you everybody who's watched and commented. And
because I can't handle the stress.
Because Brian needs to do something else in his life, not just Pear Shaped. Okay, so ending broadcast. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, audience. You've been absolutely marvellous. What a tolerant crowd you are.
And please donate if you feel inclined. Thank you.
To the audience.
Did you say it's in Dystopia?
Yes, that's right.
Where the hell is Dystopia?
Well,
I wonder, I know where Fitzrovia is.
Yes, we all know that.
There used to be a comedy club there called Pear Shaped in Fitzrovia.
Yes, well, if you'd let me get a word in edgewise.
Pear Shaped is just a favour to come in. And we hope that you'll be coming back again to Pear Shaped in